irrelevant? This is the single most important question you need to ask yourselves today. And this is the reason. You see, automation and AI has been taking over for years. It has made thousands jobless and will continue to do so. They are faster, they are more efficient, they'll never ask for a holiday, neither will they complain. So what can we do about it? We need to think of a way to make ourselves valuable, our ideas valuable for the future, 10, 20, 100 years from today. How do we do that? The answer is in your head, literally. You see, we are capable of logic and analytical thinking, but they are much faster and more accurate at that than we are. They're just better. But we are capable of an imagination, initial thought, novel thought. And that is the answer. You see, a machine can solve a problem, but we must first give it the information to do that, to solve that problem. And even if it did, well, could it relate, could it empathize with the emotional complications of that problem? I want to take you back to your childhood right now. Close your eyes. Go on. Wiggle your fingers. Now stop wiggling. You are born without arms. There are no fingers to wiggle. You can't participate in games, play with the other kids. You might not be able to write for yourself. You might even get picked on, horrible as that may be. So what is the solution? Prosthetic arm. Now, everyone that needs one should get one, right? That's how it should be. But that is not how the world works. You see, prostheses are expensive, and growing children need new ones every few years. The most affordable models might even make you feel more different by highlighting those differences. Does a machine care that you can't afford it? Does a machine care that you feel different? Do you care? Could it even do what you just did and imagine the situation? Probably not. Now, two guys that did care came up with the most ingenious solution. There were two problems. They were expensive, and there was an emotional aspect. So they got together, bits and bobs in their garden sheds. They had creative thinking, an idea, and a bit of knowledge. They now print 3D arms for kids for $20. $20 to change someone's life forever. How amazing is that? Now, could you do that? Of course you could. Now, they said, you are different. Own that difference. You are a superhero, and here is your superhero arm. You see, they empowered these kids. Superficial as it may seem, what you wear and how it makes you feel matters. And I'm not talking about designer items. It could be a bin bag for all you think of. If you own that bin bag and you rock that bin bag, it makes you feel amazing, then it matters. Now, creative thinking and knowledge coming together is not a new concept. It goes all the way back to Leonardo da Vinci. His Mona Lisa has captivated audiences all around the world. Now, thousands queue to see her, to just get a glimpse. How did he captivate you? How did he draw you in? How did he fascinate you so much? You see, he knew the angles of how to compose a picture, the angles of proportion. He knew how to captivate you. He knew how to draw you in. In fact, painting was the thing he was least interested in. He was far more interested in the world around him, the knowledge, science, mechanics, biology, anatomy, everything he studied with a passion. Now, in his studies, he wondered and imagined what it would be like to fly. Now, AI would never do that. It could never imagine. He came up with what it would be made of, how it would work, the principles of it. And he called it the flying screw machine. This is the flying screw machine today, the modern helicopter. We only built it in 1939. That's 500 years after Leonardo died. His ideas are still relevant. Let's take another example. In the 1980s, a very popular TV series came up with the idea of a flat, sleek communication device. This is what communication devices looked back then. Big, clunky things, huge area. You could never fit that in your pocket. Feel in your pockets right now. You have a flat, sleek communication device, and it has changed the way we communicate forever. Now, you might be thinking, I'm not creative, and that's a very common thing to think. But you see, creative thinking is a skill that can be learnt. So let's start right now. Take flowers, an everyday object. I want you to think of 5 ways you can enjoy them. You could give them to a friend, put them in your hair. You could even eat them, grow them in your garden. Now put those away. Think of 10 more ways you can enjoy flowers. If that's easy, try 20. Start incorporating knowledge you've learned in school, your experiences, reading. And it gets harder the further down the list you get. But that's the point. You want to come up with an idea no one has come up with before. Do this every week with a different object. Now, you don't have to do it all in one go. You can write it down, come back to it. See, ideas come in the most random places, in the random times, but that's okay. Sooner or later, your brain will start thinking creatively on its own. Creative thinking will become second nature to you. You are all capable of amazing things. I mean, who's to say one of you in the audience wouldn't come up with the next avatar machine? You could give someone their life back. Start now. Start practicing your creative thinking. And I'm so excited to see what you guys will come up with tomorrow, the next day, in 10 years. Thank you.